Hi, I'm Jo Fallshaw Bishop and we're here at Fallshaw Wheels and Castors in Melbourne, Australia. I'm looking out over the dispatch and assembly departments, but I'd like to take you on a quick tour of our factory. We'll start off in injection moulding, then we'll move to the press shop where we make our metal parts. I'll show you the robot welder, then we'll look at fork assembly, a quick look at our test facility, and then we'll come back to wheel assembly and final assembly, and we'll finish off where we started here in dispatch. So, without further ado, let's begin. Here we are in injection moulding. This is where we make our plastic parts. This is a fresh one, still hot. As you can see, I'll put that down. As you can see, there's hardly any people around. This is an automatic job. The machine is injecting the plastic and it's solidifying, and the finished parts are falling out. People come to do inspection and testing, but the machines do the working. Here we are at the press. With each stroke of the press and no human labour at all, we've got finished parts coming off. Our metal parts are controlled to 0.05 of a millimetre, which is like a hair, and they're basically aerospace tolerances, and they need to be to give the Fallshaw forks their distinctive tight head race with coined ball tracks, which give them excellence, endurance and impact strength. Here we are at the welding robot. So this index table is set up so that while a person loads the parts onto one side of this big screen, the robot is welding on the other side. So all of the welding spatter and heat and bright light is on the other side of the screen, away from the person. And then when the robot's done its job, the table rotates around, and the person can unload the parts and load the next job on. Here we are assembling forks. Each of these different assembly machines is making a different fork model. This particular one here makes our M series fork, which is our most popular seller. Notice the races being fed into the machine through a vibratory bowl feeder, and then at the next station the grease automatically drops onto the ball track. Alex then moves the fork onto the bottom race and the table indexes around again. Then the riveter, the Tox press, rivets or swages the head race rivet over, and the finished parts drop into a basket. In our test facility, we do dynamic load testing, like this rotary table shown here. We do corrosion testing, making sure that after a salt spray test of 150 hours, our plating remains perfect. We do break on off testing, making sure that after 10,000 cycles of on and off, the caster is perfect. And then we do impact testing. And of course the casters have to work perfectly well after the test. In our tool room, we make our injection moulding and press shop tooling to make our plastic and metal parts. Many of them are complicated, sliding cores, progressive tools, and the tooling needs to be really advanced to be able to reduce the labour content. This one, for example, makes the caster body from our new Trinity caster. We have 2 machining centres, a CNC lathe, surface grinder, EDM, wire cutter, and we use CosmosWorks CAD, so we have everything that we need to be fully independent on tooling design. Hi, Nada. We're here in final assembly. Nada's assembling the wheel into the fork and adding any pintle or axles to the customer's specifications. You saw earlier in the tour that we make our wheels to stock and we make our forks to stock. This last step of putting together the right combination is done according to whatever the customer's ordered. In general, if you place your order before 11 AM, we dispatch it the same day or the next day. Larger orders are negotiated, but we have very rapid turnaround at this last stage of production. And that's made possible because people like Nada have been here for 17 years. And so they have a lot of product knowledge and a lot of knowledge about how to turn things around quickly. Thanks very much for taking this virtual tour with me. There's a lot more information on our website, so do have a search, and see you later.